Afternoon everyone, today is Friday the 28th of June 2024 and this is Flosstube number 19. I'm Lindsay, Cheshire Stitcher, both here on Flosstube and over on Instagram. Welcome to my channel. It's mostly about cross stitch, but I do share other things sometimes. 9 times out of 10 that is beading, which I do have some of for you today. If you are a returning viewer, hi, it's lovely to see you back again. If you are a new viewer, welcome. It's lovely to see you and meet you for the first time. If you haven't done so already, I would very much appreciate it if you could like this video and any others of mine that you've watched, and if you could subscribe to my channel. There we go. Admin done. Let's get started, shall we? Right, so today, as I said, I've got some beading for you. As ever, my notes are down here, so that's why I'm looking down. Excuse me, hay fever's making my eyes itchy. So, I have got an FFO, I've got a new start, I've got a finish, I've got my PhDs, I've got some happy mail and a smidgen of haul for you. So, we'll get going, shall we? It's not going to be as long this time. I don't have masses of haul. Couple of bits, that's it. So, let's not start with the sew again, shall we? We don't want that. Beading. Last time round, I showed you the beginnings of this, and I finished it. My little flower. I think when I showed you, I had done the top of the plant pot here, and I'd done the base, and I was about to start building the sides. Well, as you can see, I've carried on and I've finished it. And I realised after I'd uploaded the video that I'm sat there and I'm rabbiting and waffling on about this, holding the picture up, but I never actually said it's a threader bead. Pardon me, pattern. Never once did I say it's a threader bead pattern. So I apologise for that, even though it was there in the picture. Probably in the back of my mind I'm going, they can see what it is, I don't need to say anything. But you know, dum. So anyway, there we go, there's my little flower pot. It has got its flaws, as everything does that I do. But there we go, it's all done. I will at some point make another one that will be yellow petals and a black or very dark brown centre. And if you can't work out why, you need to go back and watch my previous videos and find out what flower I love. So there we go. That's that. Next project is all planned, and I've pulled beads out for that today. So next time round, you will get to see some of that. And I didn't show it you last time, but I've been working on my circus again. I've got about 45 rows, something like that, left to do. It was me beading group on Monday, so I did a few more rows, and I have now officially used 25 grams of the red and 25 grams of the gold. I didn't know at the time when I started it how much I would need of any colour, so I bought 100 grams of black because I knew I'd use loads of that. I bought 25 grams of the red and 25 grams of the gold. As I say, Monday I officially at beading group used the last of the red and the gold. I've still got some of the black left, so at the moment I don't know how heavy it is. I am going to weigh it when I've done, so I know it's going to be at least, I would say, 200 grams. I'm only going to weigh it because I'm curious. I do apologise if you can hear traffic noise outside. I live on a very busy cut through, which goes onto a very busy main road through town, and I've got the window open because it's a bit warm. It's not as warm as it has been the last few days, it was this morning it was actually quite chilly, hence the reason I put on a proper full t-shirt and leggings. And now I'm sitting there thinking I have to go and get changed and put me 3/4 on or something like that, because I'm getting a bit warm. But anyway, I've opened the window, so I do apologise. You probably heard the siren, which will be going down the main road, and the very annoying buzzy say motorcycle, it's more likely to be a scooter that we get up here down several times a day. So I do apologise for that. Hopefully you won't get much more. Oh, anyway, there we go. So just one last look. I am looking forward to getting this finished. I'm going to another town quite close by tomorrow, to man a table. The place we go for our meetings each month is a village hall, and it has 2 rooms. So we use the smaller room, and in the bigger room is an art group that meets, and they're having an exhibition tomorrow, and they invited us to have a table. So we said yes. So I will be doing that tomorrow. I do plan on taking beading with me. I will more than likely take cert with me, because it's reasonably easy to concentrate on, and I can hopefully get a few more rows done and get it a bit closer to my goal of getting it finished this year. Right, so that's the beading out the way. Let's go with my finish. You might remember a couple of floss tubes ago I showed you the piece I was doing as a memorial to my mum. It's I'm trying to look where I've left the pack. It's over there. You don't want a face full of me, so I won't bother. It's a Cross Stitch Guild kit, and my mum in 2022, while she was in hospital, told me to buy my own Christmas present for the year because she was in hospital. And I did. I bought 3 kits, and I decided that 2 of them weren't suitable for a memorial piece for my mum for various reasons. One, because it was so big, and one because it's white on red, same as Tona, and my mum did not like white on red. So she would not have been happy had I done that one as a memorial piece to her. So I went with the other one, which is a Quaker sampling token of love. And I said I wanted to finish it on her birthday, which was the 25th. And I did. Sorry, it's got a little bit creased. I haven't ironed it. It was fine when I took it off the thing. It got knocked off by the cat. So as you can see, I got it done. This did say a token of love in it, 18 something or other. And I decided no, I was going to put mum's dates in, well, years in. So I did that, and I did that in the purple, which is a dinky dye silk that I should have kept handy and didn't. I do apologise. And I was doing her initials, which is SC, in the purple. So all I need to do now is decide what I'm going to do, whether I'm going to frame it or make it a pillow. I'll probably make it a frame. If I need to measure it and work out what size frame I need, and then go see frame shopping. But that is my finish. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. It has got mistakes in it, and that's fine. But I'm not going to tell you what they are, because you're going to look at it and go, I can't see anything, and that's fine by me. So that is my finish. My FFO. Last Saturday was the Yorkshire Stitching Retreats Day up at Rastrick near Huddersfield. And Lynn, the Lancashire Stitcher, very kindly offered to do a berry class, finishing a berry. So if you watch her, you'll have already seen the pictures. If you don't watch her, go and take a look. She's put some pictures up. And I took the class and I finished. This is the Stitch All the Things berry. from Erica Michaels, Stitch All the Things. If you've been watching me for a while, you may well remember that I stitched this last year as one of the weekend projects that I do with Jeanette. We did the bigger sampler and then decided we'd go on and do the berry. So I happen to have the same tape that's in the pattern, and I sort of made up a little bow. So I did one piece for this, and then I've got another piece for this and another. It was the best way I could work because I can't tie a fancy bow for save my life. So I did it that way, and then I just had a root in what the boxes that Lynn had brought with her, and attached it with a little tiny pearl in the centre. So that is my very first berry. It was a lot simpler than I thought it would be, but Lynn did say they were simple. Once you knew how to do it, you'd be fine. And I'm the kind of person that if somebody shows me how to do it, I'll get it quicker than if I try and read the instructions to do it. Ooh. I'm just that kind of person. I'm not a book learner, I'm a visual learner. So there we go. I can see me stitching more berries in the future because it was a lot of fun to stitch, and it was, like I say, it was quite easy to put together. Is it perfect? No, far from it. There are big mistakes in it. Well, no, not big mistakes, but some of the things could be a lot tidier than they are. But it's my first one, and the first ones are allowed to have mistakes, because if they don't have mistakes, how do you learn? So there we go. Thoroughly enjoyed it. The fabric, I can't remember if I stitched it on 36 or 40, and I used sulky threads, but what they were now I couldn't tell you without going and digging, and I didn't think to do that because, you know, a bit dumb me sometimes. So on to new start. You might remember in my last video, speaking last video, you might be sitting there thinking, I'm sure she said she was going to record it on the 30th. Yes, I was, but I got my dates mixed up, and my partner is off on his 4-day long weekend, so I thought rather than wait another week, I'd do it a couple of days early. So there you go, here I am. I know going another week would mean I'd have more to show you, but for all I know, somebody out there might be missing me. First time for everything. Anyway, last video, I showed you the stitching box from Jeanette Douglas Designs that I'd bought at the Nimble Thimble, my one piece of haul, the one thing I bought. So, I spent a day, well not a day, last Friday, I spent a couple of hours with pieces of paper and calculator and figuring out what size I needed to cut fabrics and how much of a gap I needed to leave so I could get it started. So I cut everything up. They're all in the bag with a piece of paper pinned to them to say what each piece is for. And I showed my partner, said I'm going to start on this. He doesn't know how much it costs, he doesn't know how long I've had it, he just stash. Okay, so I came downstairs after being up there for a couple of hours doing everything, getting all the fabrics edged. Said to him, I'm going to make a start on this, but I'm not doing this. I'm saving that till last, so I'm saving the sampler till last. I said, pick something, pick one of these bits here to do. He picked the pin cube, the one with the big bit of over one stitching on it. So I made a start on the pin cube, and I've just realised that I didn't, in preparation, loosen this off to show you. I don't know, I tell you, it really would be dangerous if I had a brain. So here we go. I made a start. You can't, I changed the fabric. If you remember, I was going to do it on Vanilla Bean from R&R, and I kind of ummed and ahed about it and went rooting again through my stash and came across this. It doesn't really show because of the way the lighting is this afternoon. It's yellow, but it's a pale yellow. It's called Ray of Light. It's a 32 count Belfast linen from Zweigart. So I spent quite a few pictures back and to Jeanette. Well, what do you think of this? What do you think of this? Because some of them, so if you look, it doesn't show up very well in this light, but there's a very pale along here. It's called Baguette. There was a couple of colours that I was a bit about, but I settled on this one in the end. So I started with these lines, which is your assembly lines. If you've ever done anything like a pin cube, or there's various things that you do where you whip stitch through the back stitch lines. So that's what the back stitch lines are for. So I started it. By the time I'd done enough, sort of several sides of these blocks, I was sick of counting to 28. So I made a start on the top star. I think I got a couple of these bits done. Anyway, I finished this one off last night, and then I've made a start on the big oval one bit in this that goes at the top. Took it with me last Saturday and showed it to Lynn and said, there you go, you can't tell me off now because I've made a start. And I also showed it to a couple of the other ones that were in the car when we went to the Nimble Thimble. And I'm like, ha, can't tell me off now, can you? There we are. So I shall continue working on that. I may work on it a bit more tonight, I don't know. It depends how my eyes are. Sometimes they're up to the oval one, sometimes they're not. So we'll see. And there we go. New starts. On to PhDs in no particular order. I just go through my diary. Now, I know a lot of people do a book a days. I just use a diary. Normally, so like up until this year, sorry, reaching, oh, shouldn't do that, it hurts. I used to use these. These are about £1.50 from the Card Factory. And I had every intentions of buying one again this year. They are just a page a day diary with half a page for the weekends. But this year, well, not this year, back end of last year, Asda had this, and I thought, I love that. So, and it is again, it's just a page a day diary. This is for next month. Yeah, that's next month. So there you go. Randomly opened it. Got pieces of paper out the front of it, so you can see there. Recorded Flosstube number 17. I'd worked on BB8. I'd done the Yorkshire Stitching Day. So that's all I do. I don't sticker it up. It's just a normal bog standard diary, page a day diary. I think this one was about £4 because it's hard backed and I love the design on it. So that's how I keep my record. Excuse me. So I literally, before I went off on a tangent, as I was saying, I literally picked that up, look back to when I did my last Flosstube, and pull out all the projects I've worked on. So they might come in any order. So the first one that I'll show you, I fancied working on a PhD. Not a PhD. It is a PhD, a UFO. So I pulled out my giraffes. I started this on the 1st of January 22. and I've worked on it on and off, and it was you know how things niggle in your ear, you whisper, work on me, and it had been doing that, so I pulled it out and worked on it. I think I did 1, maybe 2 evenings on it. I got this ear filled in. So as you can see, there's not a lot left. I might keep it, well, it is handy. I might keep it at the forefront and see if I can get it done for next time. As you know, I'm trying to get my PhD number down a little bit. If you're new here and wondering what a PhD is, it's a potential happy dance. I don't refer to my projects as whips, although they are whips, they're works in progress, but a potential happy dance is a much nicer way of referring to one, because we all do a happy dance when we're finished. So there we go, that's my giraffes. I did enjoy working on it. It was nice just to do a bit of mindless block stitching. It would be nice to get a couple more finished. Oh, I've also worked on, although not a lot, the next weekend project I started with Jeanette, which is Nora Corbett's tulip. We kind of loosely decided between us that we would work on Tona, which was my birthday start, on a Saturday and do this on a Sunday. And we did. And it was the Sunday I did my last Flosstube, so a couple of weeks ago. And that evening we were both like, not really feeling it. For some reason, as much as we both love her, neither of us really felt the love for working on her. So not a lot of progress was made, but some. So I managed to fill her bodice in, so that's all done. And I think I did this bit here of her dress. I'm using 32 count antique white, which is what the pattern calls for, and I've been so busy I couldn't be bothered to look for something else. So, and that reminds me, my giraffes are on a 28 count something, I think. Must be 28 count. I took the Ada out of the kit, I always do. Kits always come with Ada, and it annoys me. Which is why I don't really buy kits. But anyway, you didn't really need to know that, did you? So there we go, there's Tulip. Whether we'll get to work on it this week again, I don't know. As I say, tomorrow I'm at another town with a beading exhibition, and Sunday we are planning on doing a car boot sale. If you live in the area, the big one at Winnick Quay. You know, by the B&Q, the huge one. That one. I've also been working on my commission. I don't think I've done any over here this time round. I've done a lot around this area is where I've mostly worked. And this down here is actually encroaching onto the big posh word that is, isn't it? Onto the next set of A3 pages. So I've got the first two are nearly finished, I think up to about here, and then I've got another double set of A3 pages there, and then there's the skinny bit at the bottom. Haven't done anything on the bottom, so I will be, when I pick it up, well, I'll probably do a little bit on it today. I'm going to, I think, do the green line down the outside, get that finished off. My aim is in July is to get this section all the way across finished, so that I'm completely done 2 pages, and I can get started on the next 2 pages, which, because it's the dress, has some reasonably large blocks in it. So it would be nice to get a good bit of progress on that now. I'm at that point of, I'm sick of looking at it, I need it done. So let's see, what else have we worked on? My Quaker flag has had a little bit of attention. And again, I realised after the video that I didn't give you any information whatsoever on it. And I apologise for that. No, it's that way round. There we go. I finished off the top of this, and I've done a bit more white along here and some more red along here. I did a couple of evenings. In total, I did 543 stitches, which puts me at 5,755 of 96,670, which is 5.95%. I was hoping to get to 6, but I didn't quite manage it. And I completely forgot to give you any information. So my fabric is 40 count Bluetiful from Fabrics by Crafty Kate, and I started it as part of the Quaker flag stitch along on Instagram, and the pattern is from Vivian Powers, Vivsters, on Etsy. So I've done this here to where I am. I might work on this tonight. I don't know. I'll see how I feel when I come to sit and stitch, but I would like to be able to get sort of to an edge before I talk to you again. Whether or not I'll manage it, who knows? But that would be the desire. I didn't make this bag. This isn't an English themed bag from Joe & Sew Crafts on Etsy. And I don't think I even remembered to put a link in for this, for her as a seller. I bought this. This is one of the last bags I bought before I started to make them myself. I'm not a fan of vinyl fronted. I prefer fabric. I don't know why. It's just the way it is. As I say, that's my fabric. 40 count Bluetiful. Fabrics by Crafty Kate. Next, I've worked nearly, not quite, but nearly. I carried on working on Tona. Last time you saw her, I was a little bit away along this band 19. So I've done 19, I've done 20, and I've started on 21 now. 21 was quite a nice one to stitch, actually, don't you know? I'm hopefully I will get, even if I only get sort of one of these in over the weekend, because like I say, I've got quite a lot to do this weekend. So this was my birthday start. I'm using various red silks from Stash, and my fabric is 40 count Vidal even weave from Zweigart. And then my last PhD, Nova. If you remember, I said that I was hoping to do 2.5 squares a week ish to get it finished when I go on my retreat in 2026, even though I said 2020. In 2026, the retreat that I do with a group of friends in the second week of June, not July, as I said in my last video, we were issued a challenge to get our oldest PhD done, or something that challenges you. This certainly challenges. And I am about, my next square to do is that one, I think. Yeah, that one. So I've done a little bit on it. I think it's huge. I can't really show. I've got to hide behind it, which is fine. So I had that square barely started, and then I've done that one. That one's just plain tent stitch, and then I've done that one. So I'm already a bit behind on it, but it's all big and awkward to work on because of the size of it, and it's on big scroll. It's got to be on a scroll frame because it's canvas, obviously. So I'm a bit limited as to when I can work on it, because obviously I can't work on it when my partner's here, because I'd end up smacking him with the frame. As tempting as that might be at times, it's not nice. So I just kind of work on it as and when the mood grabs me. So I've done three, say 4 squares. So I'm only really one behind where I'd need to be to do the 2.5 a week ish to be done for June 2026. But I have enjoyed working on it again. I had forgotten how enjoyable it was, especially when you're doing like this. That is just literally straightforward tent stitch. You can just pick it up and zone out. It uses mostly DMCs. There are a few anchors in it. Sorry, that's not. I'm trying to keep it in shot, and yeah, so it uses mostly DMCs. There are some anchors in it, so this one has both in it. Actually, no, this one, that's DMC. This one was all anchor. But it also calls for some Eva Rosenstand threads, which I do not have, but it gives you an alternate, either DMC or anchor number to use. So I will be using the anchor or the DMC alternatives for each square. And I completely lost my train of thought then, which is why I kind of hesitated a little bit. Do apologise. And that is the last of my PhDs. I'm just going to do my little, I've got a little bit of happy mail and a little bit of haul, but I know some people don't like them. So if you are leaving me now, thank you very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I will see you on the 14th of July, which is when my next one will be. I have no plans other than when my next Flosstube. I don't tend to plan what I'm going to work on, other than knowing I've got to do my commission. That was a bit of a tangent there, I do apologise. Yeah, so my next one will be on the 14th of July. So, bye, see you then, if you're leaving me now. So, my happy mail. One of the ladies that won my giveaway, my 500 subscriber giveaway, messaged me to let me know that it had arrived and to say, I have a couple of sunflower charts that I am never going to do. Would you like them? Oh, yes, please. So they arrived in due course. Pardon me. I now just need to decide which ones I'm going to stitch first. So they are quite old booklets, and that's absolutely fine. She sent me this one. Sunflowers, Sunflowers, Sunflowers by Linda Gillingham. Gillum. I do like this one, but I quite like that as well. And then that's the back of it. Just look at that alphabet. Isn't it gorgeous? I quite like that little sampler up there as well. So I will have to decide at some point in the hopefully not too distant future what one I'm going to do, because it would be rude not to. And then this is the other one called Sunshine Garden. So like this. I'm not so keen on the little bear there, but I could just do those. we will see what happens. And then we have, that's the back with the other projects. It was extremely generous of her, and she included a lovely little note. So thank you very much. They will get used. I do love me sunflowers. Take a look there. That is obviously an excerpt from that with just the 3 pots. And I thought, oh, it's quite a nice little idea, that is, just to do the 3 little pots. I think that's it for picture wise, yeah. So that will be something for me to do in the future. I do try to have a sunflower PhD, and I have got 1, maybe 2 that I really should pull out. And then lastly, my little bit of haul. Now, as you may know, or you probably already do know, Rachel, Talking Dog Stitcher, has set up her own online shop. Excuse me. And I decided I would support her. It comes in very well packaged in a box, but it's pink. I didn't get a lot, so I didn't need a lot of stuff. It comes with a sticker, so I might put that in my book. I don't know, or I might just stick it somewhere upstairs in my room. I literally bought 2 things. I got some cottage garden threads. I went for this one because, if you may remember, in my last one I showed you the Twin Peak Primitives Red Smalls. I think it's called Red Smalls. And I thought, that's a really nice one. It's, there you go, that's a better. It's because I'm like I say, I sit in front of the window. I should have pulled the blind on the door as well. It wouldn't have had so much light then. So my thought was to use that for the Twin Peaks Red Smalls. And she has quite a lot of Kathy Barrack charts, so I treated myself to this. It's the second of a series. I don't know, I'm kind of undecided about the first one, which is all the blues and the names of them stitched in each blue. Non-Maclenture. She's used the crown elements from that sampler and reconfigured them into an alphabet sampler. I just loved it. I thought it was really nice. Again, it's goodness knows how long it'll take me to get round to it, but I need to get some stuff finished first before I start all these nice new interesting exciting charts. So, there we go. And that was it. That was literally all I bought. I've not been anywhere, done anything interesting. My partner went away on a fishing trip for 4 days and I stayed at home with my feet up and my stitching in my hand. Complete remote control access, authority, control for 4 days. Not having to, oh, should we watch this, should we watch this? Just put it on, pick me stitching up and got on with it. Loved it. He came home looking like a lobster though, because even though he took sun cream with him, factor 50, and he put it on, all his top was burnt and his knees were bright red because it's sitting in full sun in the middle of Lincolnshire. But he had a blast. I think he's hoping he can manage to go on another trip this year, but we will see. We will see. Right, so that's it from me. As I say, I will see you on the 14th of July for my next one. And we're hurtling towards a year. September. It's not that far off, it's only a couple of months off. I shall have to get my thinking cap on as to what I can do to celebrate it. Well, I will do a giveaway when I get to oh, pardon me, when I get to my year, but I've got time to think about that. So I will love you and leave you. Take care of yourselves and happy stitching. Bye.